This past weekend, we bowed our heads in remembrance of the nearly 3,000 lives we lost on September 11th, 2001. The largest attack on U.S. soil since Pearl Harbor changed our lives drastically, but it did not impact America as our enemy had hoped. We did not falter. We bonded together. We fought back. Through strong American leadership, support from our allies, and working alongside local forces, the United States embedded itself in places extremism spread to deny terrorism a safe haven. From combat operations in Afghanistan to advising missions in the Caribbean, there has long been a global and comprehensive plan for our response to 9/11. Since then, the global fight on terrorism has continued to become narrower under our current administration, despite the continued threat of al-Qaeda and the clear expansion of ISIS. Without clear leadership, we are failing to stop the spread of terrorism. Ignoring over a decade of lessons forged on the battlefield, this administration has not only failed to put together a comprehensive plan to fight Islamic extremism in the Middle East, but they have also dismantled the global effort and allowed groups to come back stronger in other regions of the world. This is especially true in Southeast Asia, a nearly forgotten safe haven for terrorists determined to cause harm. Southeast Asia was used for the initial planning of the horrific attack carried out by al-Qaeda that we all bowed our heads in remembrance for this past weekend. In 1994, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed used the Philippines as a safe haven to target the United States. Today, ISIS appears to be doing the very same. The warning signs in Southeast Asia are all too familiar to the ones we witnessed over a decade ago with al-Qaeda in that region. Just as we are witnessing throughout the globe previously weak or splintered terrorist networks in the Southeast Asia, they're banding together beneath the flag of ISIS. Yet the administration's plans to defeat ISIS have not changed, and a comprehensive global strategy still fails to be defined. We cannot allow Southeast Asia to once again become a safe haven to target America. Like many of our efforts under Operation Enduring Freedom, this should be a fight with the support of our allies. The use of U.S. Special Forces helping train the Filipino forces has a successful track record in the region, but it needs to be real support and real training, a commitment with American leadership, or else it will never have the full support of our allies in Southeast Asia. They have witnessed our failure to appropriately support allies in the Middle East, like the Kurdish Peshmerga. We must correct this building perception of poor American leadership and weak support on the battlefield. We cannot continue to downplay or ignore this part of the world when it comes to the threat of terrorism. I stand here today to renew my call for this administration to develop a comprehensive strategy to destroy the enemies abroad that wish to do America harm, and those that provide them with a safe haven. As the safe havens al-Qaeda used 15 years ago to target our homeland turned to staging grounds for ISIS, the need to support our allies and address this issue is far too clear. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.